is Linda there? Oh. Is this Miss Taylor? Well, I'm Eddie Williams. Say, do you know where I can reach her? I've called 3 times and she hasn't been home. Central 6 0842? I've got it. Thanks a lot, Miss Taylor. Bye-bye.
So, Kathy, I told Mom, if he isn't going to tell her who he is, I'm certainly not going to wait for whoever he is to call again. Hello? Oh?
Oh, hi, Linda. This is Eddie Williams. Boy, are you hard to get a hold of. Called you 3 times last week.
I didn't know you were calling. You never left your name.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to know if you'd like to go out to dinner with me Saturday.
Saturday? This Saturday?
Well, yeah, that is if you're not busy. We could make it some other time.
Oh, no, I'm not busy. I'd love to go.
Swell. Pick you up about 7 then?
I'll be ready.
Fine. Goodbye.
Bye.
The surface phone ad is working out free.
Yes, sir.
But I've never been out on a dinner date before. I'm just scared to death. Why? You know, check rooms and waitresses and ordering, and it's so complicated. I just know I'll do everything wrong, and Eddie will never ask me to go in.
Silly. There's nothing to going out for dinner.
Not for you. If I had an aunt who owned, I'd know how to act, too.
Linda, the restaurant's closed on Mondays. I'll ask Aunt Kate over tonight, and we'll ask her about all these things that are bothering you. Besides, the folks are going out, so this'll be sort of fun. But come on over after dinner.
I'll get it.
There's Linda now. She's really upset about it, Aunt Kate. That's why I asked her to bring menus.
Jerry!
Oh, hi, Linda.
Oh, for heaven's sake. You staying home for a change?
Well, I'm always home, you know that. And I know why you're here. Big date coming up, huh?
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, Aunt Kate and Kathy are in the dining room, Linda.
Aunt Kate, you remember my friend Linda Taylor?
Why, yes. How do you do, Linda? I'm happy to see you.
Thank you, Mrs. Jefferson. It's nice to see you again.
I understand you have a big date Saturday.
Yes, I do.
And Kathy tells me you're a little upset.
Well...
Oh, Linda, there's really no need to be upset over how you should act. May I ask you something?
Sure, Mrs. Jefferson.
Were you self-conscious when Jerry helped you with your coat?
Golly, no. He always does. When he's here.
And because you're comfortable with him, you're not self-conscious. Isn't that right?
Well, it threw me the first time he did it. Really, Jerry. Go on, Mrs. Jefferson.
Well, there's the secret right there, Linda. The more often you do something, the easier it is. Now, what we're going to do is practice right here with you, Kathy, and Jerry. First, we'll set the table. I'll need your help, Kathy. You get the placemats. And Jerry, you get the menus. They're in the living room. Let's practice from the beginning now. This will be the hat check stand. You take over there, Kathy. And Linda, you and Jerry put your coats on and enter from the kitchen. The gentleman holds the door for the girl and lets her precede him into the restaurant. They both go to the hat check stand where it is proper, if the girl desires, for her to check her coat. Or she can keep her coat and drape it over her chair back after she is seated. You wait at the entrance of the dining room for the hostess to guide you to your table. The hostess goes first, then the girl, and the man follows. Usually the hostess will indicate the chair that provides the most desirable view for the girl. Sit down slowly to give your escort a chance to slip your chair up to the table. If you're still too far away from the table, rise slightly so he can push the chair closer. Don't just plop in the chair and expect him to lift you and the chair to the table. He may not be a weightlifter. A restaurant will provide more silver than you usually find on your dinner table at home. and is placed so you more or less work from the outside in toward your plate as the courses are served. There is usually a soup spoon, a coffee spoon, and a dessert spoon. Then a butter knife and knife to cut your meat. Now on the other side you have your salad fork and your regular fork. Naturally, you will carry a small purse that rests easily in your lap because you never put your purse on the table. You immediately unfold your table napkin, not all the way, just halfway so the fold is toward you. Then look at the menu. You will have ample time to study the menu, and you may ask about any dish that has a name you... Menus are nothing to be confused about once you become familiar with them. Notice that there are 2 price lists, one for a la carte and one for table d'hôte, which is the complete dinner. The left side items, which means you receive only the entree portion of the table d'hôte. The entree is the main course, and a la carte includes only the main course, potatoes, salad, bread and butter, and sometimes a vegetable. If you order a la carte, the appetizer, coffee, and dessert cost extra. The right side of the menu is for the table d'hôte. This costs more. You will usually find several appetizers listed to choose from. Some of them you drink. Others will be served with their own spoons or cocktail forks with which to eat them. If there is no price beside it, that means the appetizer is included with the price of the dinner, and you choose only one. If you choose one that has a price beside it, the cost of it will be added even to a complete dinner. After the appetizer, the waitress will bring soup. Soup du jour, translated literally, means soup of the day. And it's perfectly all right to ask, what is the soup du jour? You might not want to order soup if it's a kind you don't care for. After choosing your entree or meat course, you will have a choice of salad dressings. So make up your mind whether you want French, oil and vinegar, garlic, or Roquefort. Avoid using a knife to cut your salad. It's preferable to use a fork. You also have a choice of vegetables. And you will be asked how you want your potatoes. Usually baked, whipped, French fried, or cottage fried. You cut one bite-sized portion of meat and finish eating it before cutting more. If there is gravy left and you would like to eat it, you may do so by putting a small piece of bread down on the gravy and then eating it with your fork, as if it were any other helping on your plate. Most people prefer to wait and have coffee with their dessert. When you've stirred the sugar and cream into your coffee, be sure to put the spoon on the saucer. It's bad manners to leave your spoon in the cup. The same rule applies after you have finished your dessert, if it is the kind served in a sherbet dish, which has its own serving plate, like ice cream, fruit, or gelatin. Your escort will give your order to the waitress, and a well-trained waitress seldom if ever asks the girl a direct question. If she should, however, common courtesy demands that you answer her.
You wanted oil and vinegar dressing on your salad?
Yes. Our oil and vinegar has a little garlic in it. Will that be all right?
Oh, well, I'll have the French dressing then.
2 with French dressing.
After the waitress takes your order, she leaves. In the meantime, you might like to have one of the rolls the waitress or busboy brought when you first sat down. Always break off a small portion of the roll. Butter and eat that before breaking off more. You never cut a roll with your knife. And if an accident occurs, it's not the end of the world. Anyone can have this happen. If you drop something, you just leave the item on the floor and let one of the restaurant employees pick it up later. In the meantime, your escort will wait until your waitress is within easy hearing distance to say,
Waitress,
Yes, sir?
we dropped a fork here. Could we have another one, please?
Of course, sir.
At no time does he raise his voice nor tap a glass with silverware to attract her attention. If he can't locate the waitress, the hostess will notice and come to help. When you've finished your meal, you may blot your lips lightly with your napkin. Avoid staining the table napkin with lipstick. Do not refold the napkin. Simply place it unfolded beside your plate. Although a minimum of makeup repair is permitted at the table, your date probably would prefer to confine all face fixing to the powder room, in which case you say,
Will you excuse me, please?
Sure.
your escort will take care of the check, leaving a tip for the waitress equal to perhaps 15% of the bill. He does not tip the hat check girl until you retrieve your coats. Then he may leave 15 cents or so for each coat. That's all there is to it, Linda. Easy, isn't it? It's all in knowing how.
I'll get it.
It's not so difficult, Mrs. Jefferson. I think practicing this way is a good idea. And Jerry, I enjoyed the dinner.
Well, you're sure a big eater.
Oh, The phone call's for you, Linda. Me? Thank you. Excuse me?
Okay, sis, give me back my quarters.
Hello? Eddie, how did you know I was home? Oh, well, wherever you want to go is all right with me. Oh, golly, I'd love to go. I'll be ready. Goodbye.
I'm Bill Johnson. Around here, they just call me Dad. I've been trying to read, but I just can't seem to do it. I keep thinking about today, Thanksgiving Day. We Johnsons had a good Thanksgiving, the best we've ever had. And I can't help thinking that what made it better was a real feeling of thankfulness. And that's odd, too, when you consider the shape things were in when I got home from work yesterday. Kids, Dick and Tommy and Susan, were all home from school. And of course, Mother and the baby were there. As kids will, mine were living tomorrow right along with today, looking forward to Thanksgiving. And like most men, I'm glad it was Mother instead of me who had to break the news to them.
Tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Turkey and dressing and pie and cake.
And fruit salad and whipped cream and cranberries. Gee, I can hardly wait. Me too.
Well, you know, children, we've had a lot of expenses this month, and, well, your father and I thought that... Well, the truth of the matter is, there just won't be any turkey this year.
No turkey for Thanksgiving?
Oh, I'm going to make a pumpkin pie. We'll have plenty to eat, but, well, we'll just have to get along without turkey.
Mom, you don't mean it. It won't be Thanksgiving at all.
Even the Pilgrims had a feast. After all, isn't that what Thanksgiving's for? I don't think it's fair.
And it was right there that I came in, right in the thick of it. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Paul.
Oh, Mother, Dick, Susan. Well, what's been going on around here? What's the matter with everybody, anyway?
Mom says we're not going to have any Thanksgiving. No turkey, no good thing.
A fat lot we're going to have to be thankful for.
Oh, I don't think you kids really mean that.
We do, too. We've always had turkey for Thanksgiving.
Yes, and everybody else in the block's going to have it this year. Same as always.
Yes, we've always had turkey, just as a lot of Americans have had it, and we'll keep on having it. Turkey on Thanksgiving is a great American tradition. But what you kids are saying makes it sound as if the turkey's the only thing we had to be thankful for.
Well, gee whiz, no, Dad. It's not that at all.
Oh, I know, Dick. With turkey, it's easy to lose sight of what Thanksgiving really means.
And don't think we're just making excuses because we don't have any turkey this year. We know it'll mean a lot more to us the next time we do have it.
Well, sure. Suppose we don't have a bang-up feast. We're still a lot better off than the Pilgrims.
That's it, Dick. And do you other kids see what Dick's trying to say? Turkey or no turkey, we've still got all the freedoms and privileges the Pilgrims gave us. And out of those privileges have come a lot of things. Things the Pilgrims never even dreamed of.
Why, we could make a list a mile long. Why don't we do it?
But now hold on a minute. You've got the idea, but it isn't something you can write down like a grocery list. You've got to feel it down deep before you can really be thankful for anything. I tell you what let's do. Let's take a little more time to think this over. When you get right down to it, there are some pretty tough decisions in making up your mind what means the most to you. Your life? Sure, that's one thing you can't get along without. But do you know that there are some places in the world today where you have to get along without just about everything else?
Golly, Daddy.
I guess I kind of got carried away. But I'll bet you one thing. If we really think over what we have to be thankful for, when we sit down to whatever Mother fixes to eat tomorrow, we'll be one family in America that will really have a Thanksgiving dinner. Well, that's how it got started. The Johnsons didn't have any turkey. And the kids, no, I mean everybody, likes to make something special out of a special day. So we fell back on something as old as the Pilgrims, toting up the common, ordinary blessings that we had to be thankful for. That night, I'd see Dick there building his model airplane and Susan just playing. Only they weren't just playing. They were mulling things over, thinking big thoughts for such young heads. And as for Mother and Tom and baby Janet, and yes, me too, it was as if we had our eyes open for the first time. Things there were to appreciate in just any ordinary day in America. When we took our places around the table and we were ready. And then, well, we all knew it. There are some things you just can't say. But everybody in his own way knew what he had to be thankful for, and that this was the time to think about it. Tom was first.
I am thankful for getting plenty to eat all the time, with extras that count, like cookies and milk after school. Like Mom says, I'm hungry all the time anyway, and if I didn't live in a country where there was plenty to go around, golly. And I'm thankful for the free public library, where I can get books about adventure. Jack London, Richard Halliburton. Gee, the way they tell a story is as good as being there yourself. And it's free, with only a library card.
Yes, Tommy thought about some of the things he ought to be glad for all the time. And somehow turkey and trimming seemed to matter a whole lot less than he thought they did yesterday. Well, then it was Susan's turn. Susan's a happy-go-lucky kid. You'd never credit her with thinking beyond her dolls, but she got right into the spirit of it.
I am thankful we have what we need to wear. Though Mother says it's hard to keep up with us, we grow so fast. I never thought before how many clothes it takes for all kinds of weather, or how it would be to have to do without the right ones. I'm glad to be able to go to Sunday school, or go to any church I want, any Sunday. I'm thankful for my mother and daddy, that they are here with us, that both of them aren't too worried about things to take time to have fun with us. I'm glad we're a family, that families are still important in America.
I guess Dick, being the oldest, was having some pretty serious thoughts.
I am thankful for being able to get an education, for living where schools, all schools, open their doors to a guy who wants to learn, where school books are studied instead of burned, where a guy is rated by how much he knows, and the community is rated by how well it teaches him. I'm glad I've got a chance to play, batting a ball around once in a while. Stuff like that. I'm glad it's fun, growing up in America.
Sure. Baby Janet's too young to understand the big word Thanksgiving. She's too little even to tell us the things that make her happy. But we can tell. And maybe she's thinking about them now. Maybe she's thinking about the fun of splashing around in the tub and about how good it feels to be clean. About playtime with Mother and the security she feels in Mother's arms. And as for Mother, seems she's always working, cooking, ironing, tending children, daylight to dark. What does she have to be thankful for?
I am thankful that my children had the privilege of being born safely and of growing up healthy and strong. I'm thankful that I have the privilege of guiding them as they become useful men and women. And I'm thankful for all the things our American system makes possible for the Smiths and the Browns and the Johnsons, for washing machines, hot water out of a tap, and a telephone to call the doctor when one of the family is sick. A car to get Dad to work. Yes, I'm thankful for all the things free people working together can produce. I'm thankful that when my neighbor drops in to borrow a cup of flour, we've got the right to talk about anything we want to. The parent-teacher project, the new mayor, or Jane Jones' hat. And last of all, I'm truly thankful for the peace of mind that Dad's job brings, for knowing that even though there are lots of luxuries we can't afford, there still will always be enough to go around for the things we have to have. I'm glad Dad doesn't work slave hours, that there are evenings and Sundays and vacations when we can all be together.
That's Mother for you, grateful for what America means to her family. And now for me. I've got so many things to be thankful for. I'm thankful for this house. It may need a coat of paint, it has a mortgage, but it's ours, a place where we can be together in privacy. And I'm thankful for the thing that makes this house our home, the happiness here, not just today or on Christmas morning, but on a day-to-day basis all through the year. For knowing that a knock on our door means nothing to fear. A friend calling, or maybe a bill collector, or a kid selling magazines. You never know what to expect. But you can count on one thing. It's not going to be some political gangster coming to drag one of us off to jail because we believe in freedom. And I'm glad that that freedom we've got lets me choose the kind of work I like and can do best. Taking a sluggish motor and making it hum again. Makes me feel that somebody got to his work or wherever he had to go just because of me. And feeling like that gives me a lot of satisfaction. And I'm thankful for my newspaper. Just a few cents worth of printer's ink and paper, but more valuable than any amount of money. Because in it, the editor's got the privilege of printing what he thinks. And I've got the privilege of agreeing with him or not, however the facts strike me. And both of us, the editor and I, have the right to act on our opinions on Election Day, to vote for the principles we believe in. And finally, I'm thankful for being able to believe, in spite of everything, that somehow, someway, the unity we've got here in the Johnson family will someday spread to men and nations throughout the world. For all these things, we are truly and humbly thankful. Amen.